Helldivers, welcome back to Legacy Gaming. Yes, we are talking about leaks once again because they are out of control. Honestly, with so much leaking, it makes me wonder if someone at Arrowhead is actually being mind controlled by an Illuminate, because files are out there. 20, 30,000 files for players to peruse, break apart. It's ridiculous. Now, terrible jokes aside, we do have a lot to talk about, specifically a new Warbond called Democratic Detonation, which was recently uncovered. We're going to start here with this new key art because that's the most telling leak by far. In it, we can see 3 soldiers in 3 new sets of armor. On the left, we see some sort of futuristic hazmat armor. Now, that makes a lot of sense when you think about what just happened with the Major Order and the Termicide Towers. Could that hazmat armor potentially have some bonus effect that ties into that? I don't know, but it could be interesting. In the middle, we see a soldier with a seriously heavy set of armor. This is about as beefy as we've seen in the game, more so than the bomb squad armor that was part of the Superstore a while back. So this is definitely a heavy set of armor. There's no doubt about that. The question that remains is, what is the bonus effect on the set of armor? Is it going to tie into that sort of bomb squad resisting explosions theme that's kind of being set up with this Democratic Detonation Warbond? I don't know, but I think it could be possible. On the right, we see what I think is a light set of armor. Honestly, there's nothing that notable about this one. From a visual perspective, it's not that interesting, but I'm sure it's going to have a decent enough effect. If Cutting Edge is any indication, each Warbond is going to roll out the exact same way. Each pass will cost 1,000 super credits, and we're expecting a new Warbond about each month, which is the ideal pacing the devs laid out before launch. We have seen a lot of drama around Warbonds and some really weird headlines from companies like IGN about the game being pay to win. But honestly, it's kind of all nonsense because it's pretty easy to farm for super credits. I think a lot of players already know this, so it's kind of us preaching to the choir here, but in case you didn't know, you want to make sure you find that radar station on every mission. That's going to light up all of the POIs around the entire map. Then, with your squad, just hit up every one of those POIs, and you can usually scoop up 30 to 40 super credits per mission. Of course, that number is going to fluctuate, but over the course of a month, you should be able to do enough missions and get yourself enough super credits to buy the next Warbond. We've also seen now that each Warbond is templated and will feature 3 total armor sets, 1 on each page of the 3-page Warbond, 3 primary weapons, 1 on each page, and 1 secondary weapon on the 3rd page. You can also expect something like a grenade and most likely a booster. The key art also reveals what weapons we'll see in the upcoming Warbond, which lines up with what's already been leaked and things we've talked about here on the channel. On the left, we see the soldier holding the BR-14 Adjudicator. This is a marksman rifle with 80 damage, 25 capacity, 50 recoil, and 550 fire rate. It also features medium armor penetration, which could be a game changer because it's something we've sorely been missing with our DMRs. The soldier in the middle is holding the CB9 exploding crossbow. This is an explosive weapon that deals 150 damage, has a capacity of 5, a recoil of 35, and a fire rate of 50. The weapon also features, as the name suggests, the explosive trait. The million-dollar question here is, can this weapon deal with enemies like the Chargers, Bile Titans, Hulks, and tanks? That is the only thing that matters with the CB9 exploding crossbow. If it can do that, this easily could become a staple of many squads. The soldier on the right is holding the R36 Eruptor. This is an explosive weapon that deals 230 damage, has a capacity of 5, a recoil of 75, and a fire rate of 25. This is a super slow weapon, but has medium armor penetration, and by the looks of the leaked footage, can even take out things like bot bunkers. This could be a crazy addition to any squad. It might really help level the playing field against medium armored foes. While not part of the key art, we can also speculate that the GP31 grenade pistol is part of this pack. A leaked image of the final page of the Warbond shows the pistol alongside the exploding crossbow. Of course, with all leaks, we have to just take everything with a grain of salt, so this is not guaranteed. The grenade pistol can fire a single grenade at a time and must be reloaded between uses, but could be a quickish way to destroy bug holes and bot bunkers. We also think the G123 thermite grenade will be part of this pack. It makes sense given the explosive nature of the Warbond. Thermite grenades adhere to surfaces and burn white hot, which can melt some armor. Hopefully, we'll also see the extraction booster coming to this pack, reducing the time it takes to call down the extraction pilot. I think we all know what a hot extraction feels like, so shaving just a few minutes off of that would be awesome. With some of the recent changes to the enemy spawns, extraction feels the most chaotic throughout a mission, at least by my experience. So I think that if we could use this booster to shave even 1 or 2 minutes off that call-in time, that would be a game changer. Now I do want to pause here and put this question to the community. What are you looking forward to next in Helldivers 2? We actually dropped that question on our channel. With over 4.5 thousand votes, you all said that the next thing you want to see in Helldivers is a new enemy faction. That was closely followed by new stratagems and then new weapons. We actually released a video yesterday talking about some wild theories about new enemies and enemy factions coming our way very soon, so if you haven't checked that out, I recommend you give it a watch. It was notable that players voted for new weapons third on the list with only 12% of the vote. I think players are just ready for new stratagems and other things outside of weapons and armor. We know that new vehicles, another new mech, deployable barriers, all those things are coming to the game eventually because they've been found in the files. We did get footage of the new Emancipator mech. This is the dual autocannon variant, and that was just released online. And it looks like the footage is actually part of the stratagem menu when unlocking the call-in. It's really cool to see this thing clear as day, and as you can tell, it does have a different color theme than the Patriot mech, which makes me think that possibly customization could also be coming relatively soon. Personally, I just can't wait to use this walker because I think a dual autocannon variant is going to have an even bigger impact on the gameplay than the Patriot. The autocannon sentry is a favorite of a lot of players, so having that on a mobile weapons platform I think is going to be huge. We also have clean footage of the new machine gun coming to the game. We think this could be the MG206 heavy machine gun, which we saw earlier during the leak cycle. I'm just hoping it has decent armor penetration, which would make it unique against things like the current machine gun and stalwart in the game. Just remember, with all things leaks, nothing is confirmed and there is never a real timeline, so just keep your expectations in check. On that note, we did get some new images of Illuminate enemies to check out. I think it's fair to say the Illuminate are coming. They are the next faction we are going to face. It's just a matter of when. Not what, but when. The 3D wireframes we talked about last week now all seem to have skins and textures, and the Illuminate certainly look like the freaky aliens we thought they would. It's so different seeing these guys from that top-down isometric perspective from Helldivers 1 to now a third-person, in-your-face, aliens coming at you perspective, and I think that is going to be absolutely wild when we go to some of these new missions. If you really think about it, I think the Illuminate are going to add an entirely new dimension to the gameplay. And much like the first game, I hope they force us to play an entirely different way to overcome and ultimately defeat them. We also saw a new rendering of that massive automaton walker we talked about in the video yesterday, that AT-AT looking thing, and I just cannot wait to fight one of these on the battlefield. They are massive, the same size as the Bile Titan, which is just going to loom over the battlefield when fighting the already chaotic bots. Friends, I am so excited. Another new Warbond coming to the game soon. Of course, the Illuminate enemy faction, when are they going to finally invade? And new images of automaton walkers. Who expected that? I don't think anybody. We know that there is so much more coming, from stratagems, weapons, armor, you name it, it is coming to the game soon. And if you want to keep up with everything Helldivers 2, you already know what to do. Hit that thumbs up, consider subscribing, because we will be on the pulse every step of the way. My name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks so much for checking out the channel, and play on.